like to call the meeting of October 24th, 2016 to order. First order of business, I'll turn it over to Mr. Sayer.
Appreciate it, Mr. Hudson. As always, we want to start our board meeting off recognizing the great things our students and athletes here in Johnson County Schools do. And tonight, we're going to recognize our high school golf teams. And from the high school with us tonight, we have Mr. Todd Connolly, and I'll turn it over to Todd at this time.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to coach both the boys and the girls golf teams. I mean, it's, coaching one is a pleasure, but coaching both of them is even twice as much fun and twice as much chaos. Okay. To give you a little example, we have a 10-week schedule. Once our season starts, when we start playing in tournaments. Between the two teams, we played in 16 tournaments. 3 tournaments actually in one day. We had the girls in one city and 2 boys teams in 2 other cities, stretching from, let's see, I think that was the Danville, Richmond, and Letcher Central at Jenkins. So to pull that off in one day was just a major accomplishment in my opinion. But we practice every day that we're not in a tournament. We had probably 4 9-hole matches with both teams with area schools here. We went to Paintsville, Prestonburg, and played. So it's something going on, and it's pretty hectic for those 10 weeks. And there's no way that one single person can do this. So I want to take the time to thank 2 assistant coaches I have. One for the boys, Adam Crum and David Lane. Neither one of them are here with us right now, but they're both parents and very involved with the golf program. And then on the girls' side, Dickie took us girls to several of the tournaments this year, and I'm going to go over some of the successes of both teams here in just a second. But without them, we couldn't do what we did this year, because I could not go to all these places. We could not schedule these events like we did. And these girls and boys deserve what they got this year, because they worked hard and the results have shown at the end of the year. Successes, in the 6 tournaments the girls played in, they finished in the top 5 3 times as a team. So that's a great accomplishment. Our anchor lady, we call her Zoe, our #1 golfer, she had 4 top 5s in those 6 tournaments this year. She played extremely well this year. She got the 1 win in Winchester at George Rogers Clark Invitational. She shot 69. That's 3 under par for that course. Went crazy that day. As a team, at that one, I think we shot 350 as a team, and that was our lowest score, I think, on each, if I'm not mistaken, each one of y'all, that was your lowest score, wasn't it? No, Courtney ended up breaking it region, so up until that point, all 5 of them, that was their lowest score ever in a tournament, so they come to play, and led by Dickie Crum that day. On the boys team, they had 9 tournaments, 2 of them in one day. Like I said, one was in Richmond and the other team was in Jenkins. On that day, our team finished, I think it was 7th in Richmond, with the best teams in the state at that point in there. And I think Jenkins, we finished like 4th, if I'm not mistaken on that one. In those 9 tournaments, we had 4 top 5 finishes as a team, and our senior leader, Will, had 6 top 10s in his tournaments that he played in. With 2 wins, he won at the Paintsville Invitational at Stonecrest, and the very first Johnson Central Nelson and Kathy Gullett Invitational that we decided as a group, as coaches and everything, to honor former coaches and everything, Kathy and Nelson Gullett, for all their years of dedication to the golf program and Johnson Central as a whole. We won that tournament by 30 strokes, was it? So we dominated that tournament. And that was one of the tournaments that he won, got second place in too. Going on to the region, the girls team was regional runner-up, and Zoe Crum finished second. She was regional runner-up, and Courtney, her lowest score ever, 84 in the 18-hole tournament, shot at 84. We shot, I think it's 361 to finish runner-up in the region. And last year we shot 413 in the region and got runner-up. So we actually improved several strokes, but we still got a little bit to go, girls. And we got that option. Because out of the 5 girls you see right here, we got 4 of them returning next year. The only one we lose is our senior right here, Quinn. She is, I'll call her, she's one of the hardest working on the golf course you'll see, because I tried to get her to quit hitting a driver forever because she couldn't get it very high. And then it took her about 3 or 4 matches in, and she finally said, I think I'm going to hit it now. And then her score started getting better, but she kept trying to learn how to get that driver. She's determined. But she's also our fashion girl. Whenever they decide, whenever we're going on a tournament, they'll say, what are we wearing, Coach? I'm like, I'm not picking what you're all wearing. You all got 2 or 3 shirts to wear. You all decide amongst yourselves. So she's always the one that pops in and says, we're wearing the black shirt, we're wearing the gray shirt, like that. So she's our fashion girl. So one of y'all got to step up next year and do that. That will be. Boys, they finished the season as region champion up at Stonecrest, and very proud of that. I think, this is what I've been told, I haven't went through the logs and looked at everything. This is the first regional title that the boys have had since 2005, if I'm not mistaken, as a team. We've had some individuals, but I think 2005 was the last regional champion that we had. Let's see, shot 74 at state on the first day, and just 2 over par on a very, very difficult course. And he made it to the second day. He made the cut. And that's I can't remember the last time we had one make the cut. That's another one I haven't got to go and look at. But I was very proud of him. The second day was a little different, but it was a little different for everybody. The 2-time defending state champion St. X team shot even par as a team the first day. As a team, 4 players shot even, team total even par. The next day they shot 30 over par and still won by like 20-some shots. So that's how difficult that second day was. So very proud of Will, very proud of Zoe, very proud of boys team, girls team, and if y'all let me do it again, I'll be it next year. That's all I got.
Let's stand up and introduce ourselves, either one they want to do, Todd.
You want to say it or you want me to? Stand up when I say. This is Allie Winland. Quinn Bowling, a senior. 8th grader, Hannah Varney. Junior, Courtney Collins. And sophomore, Zoe Crum. One senior, definitely going to miss Luke Vance. He come to me about a week into the season and said, Coach, only thing I want to do is go to state. And he worked his hind off to get there. He really did. He improved so much this year. Proud of him. Will Hedrick, talked about him a little bit. Definitely going to miss him. Got this one here 2 more years. Kenyon Crum, very good golfer. Another one for 2 more years, John Holbrook. Right here with this one, Cash Crow. They all work very hard. Proud of every one of them. And I got one more senior I'd like to mention. And that's Miss Patton's boy. One of the nicest, hardest working individuals I've ever been around. If he could get off the tractor or throwing a baseball, he can be really good at golf. But he has his priorities. He had his priorities straight this summer. He played good, played a lot of summer ball, played really well, and then he had to harvest this fall. So
And it was a good crop.
but now, Shauna's another one of the parents that go to every tournament. Everywhere we go, they're excited to have Johnson Central as a team coming to their tournaments. Because as you can see, starting there and all the way down through there, they got, the golf courses get like $20, $30, and even $50 per golf cart, per parent, when they go to these tournaments. So they love seeing us come because everywhere we go, everybody's got a representative, every player. So that helps. Now I am done.
Again, we thank all the kids, especially all the parents, for the extra time and effort they put in, getting their kids back for practices and matches and all the things that they do with Tyler. We appreciate you and how far the golf team's come the last couple of years, and we wish you continue and the kids continue success as we go forward here. Like, we've got several coming back, so we've got a bright future, I believe, here. Next thing we'd like to do here is kind of, if you look at this wall over here, as you know, the board at the last September board meeting approved the one-to-one Chromebook initiative for students grades 7 through 12 in Johnson County schools. And that's what enough computers looks like for all those students in Johnson County schools here. We've already got our Chromebooks out to our teachers at both the middle school and high school. Mr. Conley and I were talking about it before we got started, how much they are enjoying them and working with them. I've walked through the middle school probably Friday last week and noticed many of them had their computers out, things going on in class, and working with the kids. I think I've got about 5 students here in the back somewhere or another that's going to come up here. I'd like each board member to grab a computer here. We're going to present one of the students. Allie, you and Mason, John, Brent, and Samantha, and Sadie come up here. We'll let the board member step up front here then and kind of present. Just line up across the front here and we'll get some pictures. Have some pretty young ladies and gentlemen to take pictures of these board members up here. There you go. Again, this time we'd like to just involve you to present each one of our students here with a computer, and again, we'll be going out to the middle school later on this week and high school next week for all our students. We've got a plan and a strategy. We've talked to all the principals and all the stakeholders involved to get these out to all of our students. So.
That's great. Awesome. Y'all look good.
I don't think so. We have to take it back.
We have the inventory numbers.
That was wrong.
Indian viewers now, aren't we?
All right, with that good presentations, we'll go ahead and approve the minutes from September 26, 2016 regular meeting, as well as the bills and payroll through October 20th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If there be none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, renovation report. Scott.
I'm going to speak for Scott here this
Good.
evening. Again, basically, we've not had any other things completed out at Flat Gap since last meeting, and we're asking you to set this back aside, not vote on it here tonight until they've completed all our projects out at Flat Gap. My final payment.
So no action.
No action will be taken in my, I will recommend that to the board.
Move the table.
Move.
Second?
Second.
A motion's been made, second. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New business,
There
Mr. Blair.
are very few things they like, some painting, some seating, and picking up a couple of things, have one air conditioner that doesn't work. So if they complete those items, I will recommend that we pay them.
Thanks. Mr. Blair.
My name is Darrell Blair, and I'm here to present the audit of the Johnson County School District for the year ending June 30, 2016. You guys have your audit reports. Page number 1, independent auditor report. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of the governmental activities, business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of Johnson County School District as of and for the year ending June 30, 2016. Management's responsibility for the financial statements. Management is responsible for the preparation and thorough presentation of these financial statements in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. Auditor's responsibility. Our responsibility is to express opinions on these financial statements based on our audit. We conduct our audit in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America and the standards applicable to financial audits contained in the government auditing standards issued by the Comptroller General of the United States. Opinions. In our opinion, the financial statements referred to present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of the governmental activities, business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of Johnson County School District as of June 30, 2016. You guys would turn over to page number 3. This here is your management discussion and analysis. Financial highlights. The ending cash balance for the district was $8,812,735 in 2015 and $8,092,702 in 2016. This is a decrease of $720,033. This difference can be explained due to a payoff of a 2005 bond. From 15 to 16, total general fund revenue increased by 0.6%. Revenue from the state increased by 0.3%. Revenue from federal sources decreased by 1.8%. Revenue from other local revenues increased by 6.8%. Third, among the major funds, the general fund had about $28.8 million in revenue and about $29.4 million in expenditures. About 5 down, middle ways. On November 18, 2015, the district issued $2,650,000 in school building revenue bonds to finance improvements at various locations. The district made total debt payments of $2,891,158 during the current fiscal year. You guys would turn over to page number 7. This here is your statement of net position, June 30, 2016. You got your governmental activities, you got your business type activities, which is food service, and then we've got the total. We're going over your totals. Cash equivalents, $7,771,501. Inventory, $65,148. Accounts receivable, and I'm just summing all these up. They total $1,684,713 for total current assets, $9,521,362. Their total non-current assets, $26,333,552 for total assets, $35,854,914. Next, we have deferred outflows of resources, total being $1,993,938. We have current liabilities, all due within 1 year, total $3,243,987. We have total non-current liabilities, $24,349,576. And included in that amount is a non-current portion of net pension liability that the state mandates us to book, $8,314,574 for overall total liabilities, $27,593,563. Next, we have deferred inflows of resources, total $141,776. That's related to your pensions, with ending net position overall $10,113,513. We'll turn over to page number 9. This here is your balance sheet, governmental funds for June 30, 2016. I'll be going over the general fund because all your other funds are pretty much restricted. Cash equivalents, $5,896,747. Accounts receivable, taxes, current, $135,717. Delinquent taxes, $21,406. And accounts receivable in general, $131,391 for total assets and resources, $6,185,261. Then we have liabilities and fund balance. Accounts payable, $61,264. Payroll liabilities, $180,602 for total liabilities due within 1 year, $241,866. Then we have fund balance. We have restricted forward, sick leave payable, $206,414. And the rest that's left over goes in undesignated, $5,736,981. And that is your magic number right there as far as that's what you actually have to work with without any stipulations. For total fund balances, $5,943,395. And then we have total liabilities and fund balance, $6,185,361. Do it, turn over to page number 11. This here is your statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance, governmental funds for the year ending June 30, 2016. Again, we'll be discussing general fund. Total revenues, $28,811,515. Total expenditures, $29,424,984, with a deficit of revenues over expenditures, $613,469. Then we have other financing uses, $73,456, which gives us a net change in fund balance, a deficit of $686,925. That number there is what you spent more than what you took in. And after you consider fund balance, we have an ending fund balance of June 30, 2016, $5,943,395. If you would now turn over to page 57. As far as Section 2, findings, financial statements, audit, I put 3 findings in your audit report this year. This being the first. Accounting errors, conditions, several audit adjustments had to be made to correct the annual financial report, and meals were being paid for the first day of travel. Criteria, the district should have some checks and balances in place to catch these errors. Cause of condition, lacks of checks and balances. Effect, the annual financial report is inaccurate and some employees were reimbursed for more travel than allowed by policy. Recommendation, the finance officer needs to review all accounts and reconcile back to known check balances, and travel vouchers need to be checked more closely by each employee's supervisor. Views are responsible officials and planned corrective actions. We will review all accounts and make sure they reconcile back to known balances and monitor travel vouchers closer before payment is made. If you would, turn over now to the last page. This here is your management letter comments continued. First finding, student break inventory is coming up short. Condition, student break inventory forms have large shortages of pop inventory at the high school. Criteria, Anytime you have a material shortage in the inventory, then an explanation must be documented on the inventory form as to what happened, cause of condition. Snack inventory at the high school is either being stolen or being used at events with no documentation. Effect, the school could be losing money due to possible theft and no documentation is being shown that someone is noticing. Recommendation, all large material variances on the inventory form must have a reason as to why it is short. Also, inventory at the high school should be moved to a location where only the person in charge has a key. If any inventory is used at events, then the amount taken out must be documented and signed for by the event sponsor. Views of responsible officials. We will concur and take all necessary actions to prevent future shortages with inventory and document a reason for any future variance as to what happened. Second finding, fundraiser worksheets not completed. Condition, we discovered that fundraiser worksheets are not being completed with each fundraiser at Johnson County Middle School and Flat Gap Elementary. And you guys' views of responsible officials and planning corrective actions principals will be made aware of this form and will be required to use them on all fundraisers. Now, for this presentation, I would like to say we did spend about $686,925 in general fund, more than what we took in. But you guys have the money, and that's what the money's for, is we spend on the kids. I would like to commend Johnson County School District for its work-friendly environment. Everyone was really cooperative, and they got me everything I needed at the time we met. Any questions concerning this audit? I did go over it pretty fast, and I do understand that you guys just had access to this right before you come in. If you get at home tonight and look over this, or tomorrow at work, and decide you have a question, call me up. That's why I'm here to answer any questions that you guys might have. And if I need to meet with you one-on-one, I'd be more than happy to do that, or talk to you on the phone, or whatever you guys might have. What do you need?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Item 5B, Ms. Patrick, Mr. Sayer.
Shall I or shall you?
Well, again, we're very proud of what our schools have done in our accountability and assessment this year in Johnson County Schools. All our elementary schools being distinguished. Just a great job by our faculty and staff and all our students here in Johnson County Schools. Again, I think it just points out that's just one piece of the picture that we're looking at here in Johnson County Schools. When you look at overall the number of things that we do, our students do with greatness here, from academic teams to clubs and organizations at the high school and middle school across the district, doing on not only local, regional, state, and national levels. I don't think any district surrounds us or close to us can compile what we do on an overall realm of students doing here in Johnson County Schools. So, and we'll turn it over to Ms. Payne.
Okay. As he said, we are just so pleased that we are, again, a distinguished school district, which has to be my very first slide because we're so proud of that. We were looking back, and I do believe we've been distinguished since 2012, 2013. I think the first year of this kind of assessment, we were proficient. And then after that, and proficient is a very good score too, but after that, we've been distinguished in all the years to follow. We are a part of the Unbridled Learning College Career Readiness for All, and it entails a whole lot more than just one test. It's a lot of the career and college ready at the high school as well, with ACT being factored in, end of course being factored in, just a lot of different types of assessments and accountabilities. We have 5 major categories: the achievement, the gap, and the growth, which is at all of our schools. And then we have the college career readiness at the high school, graduation rate at the high school. We did have college career at the middle school, but they stopped giving that test statewide. So the middle school did not have that to get to include within their test scores this year. That second bullet with the gap, they also created something new called a novice reduction target for all of our schools. So that was something new, and for us being a very successful district, that got a little bit hard on us actually, but we still did very well. This is just a reminder to you of what many of the required assessments are. The K-Prep assessment that's given in the spring, and with that is, some people still think it's just reading and math, but it's not. It's reading, math, social studies, and writing. Science was given, but because they're developing a new test in science, that one was not a part of the accountability, although the students did take a portion of that test as well. End-of-course exams are given at the high school level in Algebra 2, English 2, Biology, and U.S. History. And then we have the plan test. The Explorer was given the last year, 2 years ago, and now it's no more. ACT plus the career exams and the different certifications that they get at the high school. And then program reviews, which count 23% of our accountability in practical living and career studies, arts and humanities, writing, a primary program review, and global competency and world languages. So it seems to get more and more and more added to that all the time. So then our schools and our districts are classified by their overall performance. You can get a distinguished score, a proficient score, or a needs improvement score. And then with that comes rewards or some sanctions, some assistance, depending on how well your school performed. As you know, there's 173 school districts in Kentucky, 120 county, and then some of them, like us, have an independent and a county school system. 35 of those were identified as needs improvement, 61 were identified as proficient, and 77 are identified as distinguished. And we're just really pleased that we are one of those 77. We also, not only just being 77, but when we look at doing the rankings to see where we are within those 77, we are in 33rd overall, which is an increase from last year. I believe we were 39th last year, so we have increased. If we are looking at, I always like to look to see who's tying, who scored like us, or that kind of thing. We are 27th overall when we look at the schools that are tying, the districts that with a tie. And then we are, if we pull out all the independents and we just look at the 120 county school systems, which is really a better match for comparison, we're 21st. So we have a state average. The state average is 67.7. And we are well above the state average with a 74.2. So our scores are really, really solid. Just wanted to list out for you so you could see the county school systems where we are at 74.2. And what I find very interesting about this is if you look at that top score of 81.8 down to our very good score of 74.2, I believe there's just like a 7.6 difference in all 21 of those scores. So very, very close. And you can look at all the ones in the 70s. So I think that's really, it's really tight. So very proud of where we are. If you look at just our local districts close to us, in parentheses, that tells you what their rating is and and what their final score is. So I won't say those out loud, but you can see where everyone is. And then this varies a little bit from year to year as schools consolidate, that kind of thing. But for the 15-16 school year, there were 709 elementary schools, 326 middle schools, and 228 high schools. And I put that in there just so you can see. All of our elementary schools are distinguished, and there's 267 of those distinguished statewide, 163 proficient, and 279 needs improvement. But I want you to look at the middle school level, because in that breakdown, you can see that the bulk of those scores are, the middle schools are needs improvement. Our middle school is needs improvement too. But I have to tell you, when you are a middle school and you only get to compare, you only have 2 grades. And what happened at our middle school is one grade outperformed the other. And so we have identified where those novice students are, and so they're working hard at analyzing their data. But as you can see at the middle school level, it's like that statewide. And then we have 228 high schools, and our high school is at the proficient level, and it's a very good proficient. It's actually closer to the distinguished this year than it is the they showed much improvement. So at the high school level, there's only 228 high schools across the state. 114 are distinguished, 77 proficient, and 37 of those are needs improvement. And here is our breakdown by school. And I'm only sharing pretty much overall because within the next 3 months, you'll be hearing from each one of our principals and they will give a little further explanation of where they are, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are, and what they're doing to improve. So as you can see, there's our, and if you look at those elementary schools, that's not the look that we had last year this time of year. We had a needs improvement or two, and look, all of our elementary schools are distinguished. We're very, very proud of that. Our high school had a good score of 73.8 with proficient, and our middle school is 62.3, needs improvement. And that's one of the schools too. We had a couple that because of that new novice reduction target, you had to reduce your novices by a certain amount. If you did, you got all the points. If you didn't, you didn't get any of the points. So it was a tough way to go. So just a quick overview, W.R. Castle, they are distinguished. At the beginning I was telling you about some of the accolades you could get if you were, the rewards and the sanctions that went along with your title. For example, at Porter Elementary, they are distinguished, but they also, because scores went up a certain amount, they're also a progressing school. They also are a school of distinction, and they also are called a high progress school, which is a different category from a progressing school. At Meade Memorial, they are distinguished, and they are progressing, and they too are a school of distinction. Highland Elementary, they get all of everything, distinguished, progressing, school of distinction, and high progress school. Central Elementary, the same thing, distinguished, progressing, school of distinction, and high progress school. Flat Gap, distinguished, progressing, and a school of distinction. Our middle school needs improvement. Our high school is proficient, and as a district, we too are distinguished. So we also have what the state has set up as, they call them AMOs, which are objectives. It's a goal that they set for us. And we had to get up to 60.4, but we well exceeded that. We met it and exceeded it. So we're very, very proud of our school district. And so congratulations to all, and very proud of all of our principals and our staff. And we thank you for everything that you provide for us to make all this happen. So thank you very much.
Any questions? If there'll be none, we'll go to item 5C. Mr. Sayer.
Again, we'd like to improve a clinical education agreement with Memorial State University. What that amounts to, part of their RN program, while they're doing their rotations now, they want one of their RN student nurses to come and be one of our school nurses at this time. Kind of like student teaching, so to speak, and it'll be over at Central Elementary, and we'd like that people to sign the agreement with them.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? There'll be none. We'll call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5D, Mr. Adams.
You have, we have two different sets of procedures here. The first set is procedures that we have that we've had to add things to because of the ESSA, which is the Every Student Succeeds Act, that deals with having transportation for foster kids. So those are new to procedures that we already have, and those have to be in place by December the 10th to meet all of our requirements. We ask that those go as worded. The next set that we have deals with, they're new, they'll deal with our one-to-one procedures for our computers. And these basically, you just set up the pledge form, the insurance form, and application for that. We ask that you look at those and accept those as written for both sets of procedures.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, Mr. Sayer.
Well, you know, we've been working for some time on our Thelma property, and again, we've got approval in the last little bit from KDE to transfer ownership of it to the Thelma Fire Department down there, and we just asked your permission to sign that agreement and transfer that property to them.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 5F, Mr. Sayer.
Again, we're asking you to approve our annual transfer of agreement from our federal Head Start program that we have to abide by with them. And again, we just asked you to approve this, so we'll get all their money and things associated with Head Start going with them, so.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, Mr. Cochran.
We're asking your permission to participate in the Lowe's Toolbox for Education grant. That spring cycle opens December the 18th.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second? Motion's made and second. Any discussion? Let's call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Cochran. Next, Ms. Pat.
Yes, our Family Resource Center directors are wanting to apply for the ASAP grant, which will provide programs for each one of their schools.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So made.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for that report that you did earlier.
welcome.
You always do a great job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Next, Mr. Eastep.
Yes, I submitted a request. Well, I submitted the wrestling schedule for various dates, which included, I think, 3 out-of-state and overnight trips, and then also 1 possible overnight trip to Woodford County. The 3 out-of-state trips include one to Charleston, West Virginia, Beckley, West Virginia, and Parkersburg, West Virginia. And middle school just asked your permission for those trips.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Did that cover Mr. Halsey's trips as well?
Yeah.
We've got a group going to, a group of female students going to a manufacturing plant in Huntington, West Virginia. And it's for females only, to train them for CNC machining and advanced manufacturing. That's what that's for. We're going to be leaving on November 11th, 8:30 to 3.
Something very similar to what Haas is going to do over here at the Midway building.
Oh, really?
Something. And they got a grant to do that, so there's no cost.
Was there a motion? Second. Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Sayer.
Due to the fact that we're no longer have students in the Meade Memorial Elementary building, I would like to ask the board to declare it surplus, and we get an assessment and things on it, and be able to go forward with that.
Thank you. Is there a motion to do that? Motion's made by Mr. Van Hoos, second. Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, Mr. Crum's not here.
I'll take care of that again. Again, I need to compliment Mr. Crum, the many errors that him and Monica and Tim and Harry and Valerie and all of us put in trying to get this grant. It's over 100 pages when we submitted it last Wednesday to Frankfurt. Again, it's approximately $14.9 million. We're in collaboration. It's also Paintsville Independent and Carl D. Perkins Rehabilitation Center there. And we feel real good about going into the grant, the amount of work and things that went into it. And it'd be a huge step starting with our Career Technical Center here at Johnson Central High School, and the start also of what could be the first phase of a new high school to get that grant.
Very good. Just an update, no action needed.
So, I mean, we will approximately know something in November that we can hopefully in November we'll be able to come back and give you more information on that. I don't have their timeline will run. Last time it ran a couple of weeks behind what they told us, so I'm anticipating that as we go in this time. So
Very good, thank you. Mr. Holbrook.
I'm asking the board at this time to approve our kids offer of assistance. It's a dollar-for-dollar match. This is the first offer of assistance of 3 that we'll receive this year. We've used this offer of assistance. This is actually where the funding came to purchase the Chromebooks that you see on the wall over there. Board's done this over the past 20 years, just asking to continue it.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Motion made, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? There'll be none. We'll call for a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Cochran.
The Hager Hill Free Will Baptist Church asked for permission to host a Halloween trunk or treat night. They've done this in the past, and they have insurance and everything, and all the paperwork is in order.
Thank you. So motion to approve. Motion to approve. Motion's been made, seconded by Mr. Fraley. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Also, you've got the superintendent's personnel report, and then we'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Second? Motion's made, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thanks for the great job you all are doing.